Tom Nappy on the call, Andy Ritz on camera. And today it's a TVL large matchup between the 2 and 3 Westwood Wolverines and the 0 and 3 Hopkinton Hillers. It's been quite a while since the Hillers have hit the ice for game time action. They have not played since, I believe, December 22nd, where they fell to Medfield in a tough overtime loss. And that was due in large part because of COVID reasons, where they had a couple of postponements. But head coach Scott Hayes has his group ready to go for today's TVL large matchup. Westwood is led by head coach Matthew Gillis. And it should be a good battle, as always, between these two teams. Westwood is fresh off a nice win against Holliston this past Wednesday. And they are hoping to continue the winning trend here today. But they will certainly have a tough battle on their hands, as the Hillers still searching for their first win of this season. And they are certainly hopeful that they could get their first W of the season here today. We'll take a look at the TVL large standings in just a moment, as we are just about set for face-off. In the TVL large, you got Westwood at 1 and 3, Ashland at 4 and 3, Medfield at 3 and 1, Norwood at 5 and 0, Holliston at 0 and 4, Hopkinton at 0 and 3 in the TVL small, Bellingham 1 and 2, Norton 0 and 1, Dover Sherborne 1 and 3, Medway 6 and 1, Dedham 1 and 2. Standing in the center circle for the Hopkinton Hillers, it is the captain, Joe Carazza, up against Danny Sullivan on the opening faceoff. Hillers working left to right across your screen in this first period. And you can hear the Hillers banging on the boards. We are ready to go, and we're underway at the New England Sports Center. DeRocher along the near side, racing in for the Wolverines is Jonas Braunfields. Up behind the net, gets tied up with a number of Hillers, sends it out, and it's intercepted by Ian Tosca. Pass over by Wynn. Along the far side, that is Drew Morse. He'll send it back over towards Wynn. Looks like maybe a bit of a switch up with the line here tonight for the Hillers, as Carazza tries to work the far side. That's sent down into Hillers territory. That was by Braunfields. Now sent out along the far side, Morse. And it's intercepted. Shot from the slot goes wide. That shot from Connor Jacobs. And it's sent across ice over towards Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca racing in towards the net, and he is diverted. Ian Tosca sends it over towards Carazza. Up and around it goes. Trying to send it back is DeRocher. And it's sent to the far side by Dyson. Pass over by Berman. Back and forth we go here in the early minutes of this one. Up and around goes Berman. Sends it along the far side boards. Carazza trying to break through. Gets some contact from Conway. And now here comes the Hillers. Zolotarev sends it back along the slot. Well defended. Title racing in. Takes a hit into the corner. Title trying to get a grasp on possession away from Pizzuto. Sends it back. There's a shot, and it's just wide to the left by Purpura. Into Hillers territory it goes, and we'll have an icing at 13:06 left to go in the first period. We'll have a face-off in Westwood territory. On the face-off for the Hillers, Joe Scardino up against Pizzuto for Westwood. Along the far side corner, trying to dig it out is Scardino. Scardino tied up with Dietremont. And now here comes Westwood. Over to the near side, racing in Quinn, and he's diverted by Barris. And now there's a shot turned away. Your goaltender matchup today, it's Jack Lang in net for the Hillers. Over to the near side it goes. Karatza trying to escape with it, and now to the blue line. That's sent up into the protective netting by Pizzuto. We'll have a face-off. In net for the Wolverines, it's Ben O'Brien. This face-off comes at 12:26 left to go in the first. Karatza up against Matthew Foley. Taking it out from behind the net, Wynn. Along the far side as Ian Tosca pops it off the boards. Wynn sends it over towards DeRocher. DeRocher tied up, back to Wynn now. Ian Tosca sends it up towards the blue line. Now DeRocher taking control, racing up the ice. Trying to split the defenders. He's diverted as Conway got the stick in there. And now a battle for it in front of the net. That's popped out by Dyson. Along the near side corner now. Ian Tosca matched up with Dyson. DeRocher sends it back. Sent over by Dyson over to Foley. Along the near side, popped off the boards by Jacobs. Now racing in, here's Foley, and he's diverted. Getting in front of him, Morse. Foley sends it back. Now over to the left circle. Bit of a misfire there on that attempted pass. Wynn gets the stick in there. Karatza racing up. And back into Hillers territory it goes. We'll have a face-off. Offsides called. Clock stopped at 11:18. Left to go in the first period. And correction, we'll have it. It will indeed be an offsides call. Title on the face-off for the Hillers. Sent up by Purpura. Along the far side, racing up O'Brien. And now here comes Quinn. We're going to have another offsides. Title up against Quinn on the face-off. Pizzuto trying to escape with it. Is sent down by Conley. Sent up now along the far side, Zolotarev. And Purpura scoots it up the ice. Along the end boards it goes. Berman thought about the one-timer. He'll send it around instead. Along the near side, trying to get it out in front was Karatza. Correction, that was Greenwood. Bianchi with it. Off the end boards it goes. Trying to get there. Adams, he takes a hit. Quick changes by both of these teams in the early minutes. Scardino sends it up. Along the end boards for Westwood, that's Gavin Cox. Now along the near side. And it's sent wide. And now here comes Westwood. Shot from the circle. Lang gets the glove on it. Nearly a goal for Westwood. I believe that was Danny Sullivan on the shot. Great save by Lang. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here in these early minutes. Along the near side, Branfield's trying to get it out. Tied up in a traffic jam. And now with it is Dyson. Sends it over to the far side. Into Hillers territory it goes. Lang will set it up. And tripped up is White. Shot from the top of the circle goes off of White, and now trying to scoot it in was Braunfield's, and it's covered up by Lang. Braunfield's trying to sneak it into that little opening on the left side of the net. And We'll have a face-off at 9:10 left to go here in the first period. Wolverines change things up on the ice. Karatza up against Quinn on the face-off. Sent over by Barris. Along the far side. Well, Westwood certainly being the early aggressor so far in this game. Killers having a tough time clearing the zone in the last couple of minutes. Manoli Barris trying to take it around. Lost his stick. Over to the corner it goes. Popped off the glass by Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca sends it out to DeRocher. Here goes DeRocher. Karatza now trying to break free. Karatza around the defender, takes a shot and it's wrapped up. It's John Quinn in net, able to cover it up. Apologies, that is John Quinn in net, not Ben O'Brien. John Quinn, a freshman for the Wolverines. Kevin Dietremont trying to take it around. Sent out. And now here comes Jacobs along the near side. Takes a shot, wrister, and it's goal! Connor Jacobs, the senior, makes it 1-0 Westwood at 8:13 left to go in the first. A beauty of a shot. Goes glove side right into the net. Joe Scardino up against Matt Foley on the faceoff. Along the near side, Bianchi pops it off the boards, trying to turn it around is Pizzuto. Look out. Right in front of us it goes into the Hillers penalty box. Good thing it was below us. I didn't even see that one coming. Our cameraman Andy Ritz said he is willing to dive in front of me to protect me if needed, so that's certainly a good thing. There's a shot, and it's covered up. Scardino on a one-timer, and Quinn able to wrap it up. We'll have a face-off at exactly 8 minutes left to go in the first period. A 1-0 Westwood lead. Into the game for the Hillers, Drew Morse, Parker Wynn, as they switch up their defenders. Along the corner, Pizzuto sends it over along the far side. Wolverines trying to race again into Hillers territory. Nice pass by Brandfelds. Shot from the circle. It goes wide off the stick of Hamilton. Tied up along the near side now, and it's sent up into the neutral zone. Trying to escape with it, Greenwood. And Greenwood's diverted. Along the far side, Morse sends it up and around. Hillers changing things up. Racing up the ice, Hamilton. Along the near side goes O'Brien, takes a couple hits. Sent over by Wynn. Trying to get it out of the jam is Morris, matched up with Hamilton. Still jammed up along the boards. And able to scoot it out is Dietremont. Karatza trying to escape with it. No one was there. Hamilton. And sending it back up, Morse. Morse pass over to Wynn. Along the near side. Into Westwood territory. Pizzuto sends it back. Into the neutral zone. Bianchi gets there. Zolotarev. Nice pass over to DeRocher. DeRocher, all kinds of traffic in front of him. Berman pops it off the boards. Karatza sends it up and around. Zolotarev. Backhanded pass back to Berman. Berman at the blue line. Sends it over, racing in and diverted his title. And now here comes Westwood. Max O'Brien with possession. O'Brien wrists it off the boards. Lang sends it around, looking for Zolotarev. Title trying to escape with it. Berman gets in there, sent over by Title. Here comes Bianchi. Taking a big hit there, Adams, as he sends it up and around. And now Title with a shot off the side of the net it goes. Top of the circle. And Bianchi, his shot's diverted as Conway is able to jump in his shooting path. Jammed up along the corner now. And a big jam involved is Title and Purpura. Escaping with it is Westwood. Here comes Conway. He's diverted as Barris gets in front of him. Conway trying to keep up with it. Taken away by Title. Sent over by Gusty. Dyson sends it up the near side. Into Hiller's territory. Set up for Barris. And now Sullivan gets in the way. Taken back by the Hillers. Stolen by Jake Adams. Adams scoots it. And we're going to get a whistle just before Greenwood closes in. It looked like a nice break there. We may have a penalty coming up here. Oh no, just the offsides call. Joe Scardino matched up with Pizzuto. Check that, make that Danny Sullivan. Into Hiller's territory, here comes Braunfelds. He's diverted by Morse. Morse up to Adams. There's a wrister and a goal! Danny Sullivan. Another beauty of a shot there for Westwood. Makes it 2-0 with 4:29 left to go in the first period. Well, the Wolverines, they're being the aggressor. They're finding good shooting opportunities and taking advantage. Top shelf for Danny Sullivan. Coming out with it is Sullivan. Into Hiller's territory. Turned around by Wynn. Now into the neutral zone. Handled by O'Brien. Morse. Up and around he goes, up the far side in front of Ian Tosca. Sent back down by Conley. And now cut off is DeRocher. Here comes Conley. Racing around the net. Morse trying to get there into the corner. Able to just get it away before he meets up with a couple Wolverines. Wynn sends it over. And now here comes Carazza looking for a shot there, and it's turned away. Good save there by Quinn. Some good velocity on that shot by Carazza. Ian Tosca sends it out, no one there. Sent up the near side, able to collect Bianchi. Pops it over to Ian Tosca. He'll take a shot that goes wide, and we'll have a face-off with the offsides call. 3:18 left to go in the first period. A 2-0 lead for Westwood. Some Saturday night hockey here at the New England Sports Center. Title along the far side. Collected behind the net by Dyson. He's tied up. Title trying to come out with it. Sends it back over to Purpura. Purpura jammed up with O'Brien. Purpura trying to race around. It's stolen away by O'Brien. Up the near side it goes into Hiller's territory. We'll have an icing. This faceoff comes at 2:45 left to go in the period. Well, the Hillers looking to get some kind of momentum. It's been mostly Westwood with the good pressure so far. Carazza on the faceoff. And there's a wrister. That's diverted from Parker Wynn, and now here comes Jacobs. Connor Jacobs racing in. trying to send it out in front of the net. A little too much mustard. Karatza sends it up. No one there. Morse. And some mustard on that pass as we'll have an icing. We'll have a face-off at 2:20 left to go in the period. Don't forget, Hiller sports fans, you can see the upcoming HCAM broadcasts on our website, hcam.tv, as well as our social media pages. Karatza up against Quinn on the face-off. And there's a whole lot of broadcasts coming up. A lot of postponements as of late, and all those games, for the most part, will be made up. Karatza racing up the near side. He's cut off. Flung into the neutral zone. Sent over by Wynn. Morse back to Wynn. Off the boards. Trying to turn it up ice. Ian Tosca. Under 2 minutes left to play in this first period. Along the far side. Sent up by Morse. Ian Tosca. Tosca racing in, wrister, and it's wrapped up by Quinn. We'll have a face-off at 1:37 left to go in the period. Ryan Title on the face-off, up against Danny Sullivan. Up behind the net goes O'Brien. Along the far side, Berman sends it over. Scardino. Jammed up along the corner. Sends it up over to Title. Title trying to escape with it, and it's taken away. Good steal there by Sullivan. Sent up and around by Braunfelds. Along the near side corner now. And it scoots out towards the blue line, and a Title gets in there, pokes it out. There to collect for Westwood Pizzuto. I'll make that Sullivan. Here comes Danny Sullivan. Racing in, there's a shot wrapped up by Lang. Lang able to catch that one right in the breadbasket, and we'll have a face-off at 35.9 seconds left to go in the period. Joe Karatza up against Matt Foley. That shot diverted. There goes Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca is challenged, sends it up. He's looking for Karatza. Sent back along the far side, White. No one there to collect, and now Foley might have a break, racing in. There's a shot turned away by Lang. Popped off the boards by White. Top of the circle, there's a shot. A battle for it, and it's put in. On the initial shot, that was Connor Jacobs. And then I believe it was Dyson who was able to net that one for Westwood. Well, not the start the Hillers wanted. It's a 3-0 lead for Westwood. 2 seconds left. Lang was trying to grab that one out of the air and just couldn't pull it down. And that'll do it for period number one. After 1 period of play, it's the Westwood Wolverines 3, the Hopkinton Hillers nothing. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers boys varsity hockey on HCAM. The second period coming up next in just a few minutes. And welcome back to the New England Sports Center. We are just about ready for the second period. We had a slight ref delay. They were waiting for the officials to get back on the ice, but just about ready to go in this 3-0 game. Westwood leading the Hopkinton Hillers. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you from the New England Sports Center on the call. Andy Ritz on camera. Connor Jacobs with a goal for Westwood, and Danny Sullivan with a pair of goals for the Wolverines. And we have one official out there. There's the other one, and we're ready to go. Well, the Hillers are going to need to get some pressure on and try to get something going. Karatza up against Sullivan on the faceoff. Hillers working right to left across your screen for this second period. Sent over to the near side, over to O'Brien. Scoots it up into the neutral zone, and now Sullivan racing in. He's diverted. There's a shot from the circle, and it's sent away. That was Dyson who got the shot in there as he'll send it up and around. Lang sets it up. Sent over by Parker Wynn. Now Karatza racing forward. And he sends it up and around. Sullivan sends it back along the near side. Here goes Sullivan. He meets up with Karatza. And then Morris gets it away before taking a hit. Hillers had a hard time clearing their zone in the first period. We'll see if they can get some pressure going here in this second period. Along the far side. And a hit delivered by DeRocher as he meets up with Dyson. And we have some extracurricular activity going on. Dyson lost his stick, able to pick it up. No call. The ref's letting him play out there, which is always good to see. Wynn sends it over. And there's a one-timer just wide by Pizzuto. Trying to get it out of the traffic jam, Quinn. And escaping with it briefly was Zolotarev. Quinn sends it over, and now racing up towards the slot, lost it. Trying to get it out of the corner is Bianchi. And now there's a shot, and that's turned away. Jake Quinn able to get in there. Lang has certainly had his hands full in this game so far. Westwood getting a lot of good shots on net. Sent up by Detremont. And Lang is going to scoop that one up as it was rolling in quickly off the stick of Quinn. We'll have a face-off at 12:52 left to go in the second period. Ryan Title on the face-off for the Hillers up against Jay Quinn. And that one ends up out of play. Title up against Quinn. And we do have a limited crowd on hand here today. And there's a goal. What a shot by Kevin Dentremont to make it a 4-0 game. He went top right corner right into the opening. A beauty of a shot. And at 12:39 left to go in the second period, it's 4-0 Westwood. Joe Scardino up against Foley. Yeah, the rules back in place where each home player is allowed to have 2 family members or friends. And that's occurring throughout most of the state with the COVID outbreak. Along the near side. Certainly hope everyone stays safe out there. Wynn sends it over. Scardino gets it back to Wynn. Zolotarev. Zolotarev has speed. Here he comes. Turns it around. Trying to sneak it through. A battle for it, and escaping with it is a Westwood Wolverine as Jacobs comes away with it. He races up, takes a shot off the glove of Lang and into the net. Wow. Lang was just a hair late getting the glove up, and it went off the top of the glove into the net. 5-0 Westwood at 11:52 left to go in this second. That's just some bad luck there by the junior. Joe Carazza up against Matt Foley. Along the far side goes Bianchi. And there's a shot sent wide and out of play by DeRuscher. You could tell Lang was very frustrated after that goal. The Wolverines, they are just getting some good shots on net. Carazza up against Foley. And we're going to get a warning towards Ian Tosca and Conway, who are pushing each other a little bit prior to the face-off. Sent over to Berman. Berman takes a big hit into the boards. Sent up by Gusty along the far side. And we're going to have an offsides call here, I believe. Now we're going to have a Hillers penalty. Well, Hopkinton, they are frustrated. Trailing 5-0. Ian Tosca heading into the box. I think an illegal hit there by Ian Tosca. So the Wolverines on the power play for the next 2 minutes. That is certainly not what the Hillers need right now. There's a shot turned away by Lang off the stick of Calatoni. And there's another shot popped in the air and out of play by Lang as he punches it away with the stick hand protector. That shot from Pizzuto. Little premature jump on the face-off. Well, I know the Hillers are frustrated right now, but they certainly need to watch themselves out there. You don't want to give Wolverines too many power play opportunities. This Westwood group is certainly a team that knows how to shoot the puck very well. Into Westwood territory it goes. Pizzuto catches up with it back ice. Sullivan with it. Racing up, closing in, takes it around, leaves it behind for Pizzuto. There's a shot, and that is going to be wrapped up by Lang. Hillers changing things up on the ice at 10:37 left to go. 1:09 left on the Westwood power play. Joe Scardino up against Matt Foley on the faceoff. Quick shot there, and it's turned away by Lang. Conway with the one-timer. Over to the blue line it goes. Dyson sends it up over to Jacobs. Pops it off the boards into the corner. And back to Dyson. Dyson trying to send it into the danger zone. Sliced away by Morse. Into Westwood territory. Here goes, that was Scardino rather, on that slice away. Jacobs racing up. Scardino gets in there. Here comes Bianchi. He's diverted. Wolverines not showing a whole lot of urgency on the power play as they have the comfortable 5-0 lead. 18 seconds left, and now here comes Westwood. There's a shot and a glove save by Lang. Ryan Conley on that shot. We'll have a face-off at 9:39 left to go. 12 seconds left on the power play. Along the corner, Wynn. Jammed up along the far side, sent back. Pizzuto with the shot. That goes wide. And now a secondary shot, it's put in. Stephen Calantoni got a nice piece of it. And Rylan Conley in the right place at the right time makes it a 6-0 game. .9:24 left to go in the second period. Well, not much going the Hillers' way right now. And that was right at the end of the power play pretty much too, where Westwood got that goal. Hillers very close to a successful penalty kill. And the official looking for some pucks. Karatza up against Paul Marino. Into Hillers territory it goes. Sent back into Westwood territory. Collected by Calantoni. Racing up the ice, Marino. He gets jammed up. Manoli Barris trying to get out of the corner. Or Ian Tosca, rather. Out in front. There's a shot into the slot, and it's cleared away by Ian Tosca for the moment. And then a shot by Calantoni, turned away by Lang. Wolverines really putting the pressure on here in these last few minutes. They are feeling the momentum, up 6-0. Sent down by Ian Tosca. And now Hillers on a break. There's a shot turned away. Ian Tosca misses the secondary attempt. It was a pretty good breakaway there by Wynn. Here comes Westwood racing up the ice. Conley sends it out. Lang turns it away. Manoli Barris with it. That pass up to Spencer Horgan, and into Westwood territory it goes. Sent over by Pizzuto. Wolverines trying to race in once again. Along the near side, and shot just wide by O'Brien. Big hit delivered by Manoli Barris. Sent back to the top of the circle to Gavin Cox. He's jammed up along the corner. Behind the net to Sullivan. Sullivan in traffic. Danny White in there for the Hillers. And now Lang trying to pin it. Escaping with it is Sullivan. Sent up by Barris. Hillers just having a hard time clearing their zone. Popped off the near side, and now Westwood looking for a break here. There's a shot turned away by Lang. Secondary shot goes up behind the net. That was a good break there by Danny Sullivan. And now into the danger zone once again. Lang will cover it up as O'Brien was able to sneak it through. And in the process, there was a hit delivered on Thomas Hamilton as he fell to the ice. We'll have a face-off between Scardino and Matt Foley for Westwood. And tied up along the circle. Foley sneaks through, and it's going to be stolen away. Taken back by Dyson. Racing in, there's a shot, and it nearly snuck away from Lang, but he's able to cover it up. We'll get a face-off at 6:23 left to go in the second period. Relentless pressure by Westwood in this period. Matt Foley up against Carazza. Berman sends it up the near side. Now here goes Carazza looking for a break. Carazza racing in, takes the shot. It's turned away. Well, this Wolverines team, they have a lot of speed, and they're certainly showing it off in this game. Stolen away by Jacobs. Along the near side, DeRocher. And that shot going to go wide from Matt Foley. Out into the slot now. And Berman trying to sneak away with it. Able to do so. Poke to the near side and sent up by Conway before he takes a hit. And we'll get a face-off at 5:37 left in the second period off the icing call. Ryan Title on the face-off. Morse trying to sneak it through, and that is put in. Charlie Purpura able to pop it in off the nice feed from Morse, and it's a 6-1 game. That score comes with 5:31 left to go in the second period. Boy, did the Hillers need that. Any bit of momentum. Ryan Title up against Paul Marino. Or make that Jake Quinn, rather. Morse sends it along the near side. Morse escapes with it. His pass intercepted. Trying to sneak in there is Purpura. Over to Title. Leaves it out. Backhander turned away. Nice backhander there by Purpura. Nearly snuck it through. Out in front, and a misfire there by O'Brien. O'Brien sends it over to the far side. Now Zolotarev trying to race into Westwood territory. He's diverted. Getting in front of him was Detremont. Along the near side, sent up by Morse. Detremont sends it out. And stolen away briefly. Backhander, no one there for Ian Tosca. Along the near side, up and around it goes. Ian Tosca trying to come out with it. Ian Tosca trying to escape. Detremont into the corner. Ian Tosca racing in, shot, and it's just wide. It was a good setup for DeRocher, but he went off the side of the net. Carazza trying to turn it around. He'll take a shot, and it's off a defender as O'Brien was in the way. Sent up now by Conley. And there's another shot out in front, and it's scooted away by Gusty. Good pressure by the Hillers. Carazza sends it over, and a misfire by DeRocher. Ian Tosca pops it over to the backboards. And covering it up is going to be Quinn, and some extracurricular activity. This is going to draw some penalties. Oh boy, it's getting nasty. This is getting nasty out there. Well, they're going to have to work this out. Can't do that at this level. Well, TVL hockey gets chippy sometimes. I'm sure we're going to have multiple penalties and Probably some players kicked out of this game. 3:27 left to go in the second period. And we have some chippy hockey here on this Saturday night at the New England Sports Center. I believe Callum Greenwood is one of the guilty parties. Wolverines have 2 in the box right now. Danny Sullivan is in the box, along with Jake Quinn. So maybe this will just be against Westwood. I'm not sure who threw the first punch. The officials working everything out. And certainly a good amount to work out. But yeah, you want to try to avoid that if you're the Hillers. You did have some great momentum the last few minutes. A nice goal by Charlie Purpura, and Hillers were really starting to get some traction. Now looks like Callum Greenwood going to head to the box as well. And the officials now letting the scorekeeper know the situation. As of right now, it's 2 penalized players for Westwood, 1 for the Hillers. Well, it's a good rivalry between these 2 teams, and Hillers and Westwood, they've been known to get a little chippy in the past, and no exception this season. As of right now, it doesn't look like anyone's thrown out. All right, looks like the Hillers will have the man advantage. Well, you're certainly getting some entertainment in this one. A 6-1 lead for Westwood. They led after the first period 3-0. We're up 6-0 before Drew Morris was able to find Charlie Purpura for a goal. And 5:31 left in the period. On the ice for the Hillers right now, you got Karatza, DeRocher, Morse, and also Parker Wynn. And joining Greenwood in the penalty box is Danny White for the Hillers, so perhaps we'll be at even strength here. Coach Hayes calling Joe Carazza over. He'll take this moment to talk to his players as the officials sorting things out now with the Westwood bench. I think it was only one in the box now for Westwood. I'm not sure if Quinn was excused or kicked out of the game. Well, certainly a lot to work out in a situation like that. I have to say, I've seen some chippy games, but certainly one of the first games that we saw a fight like that. Well, now you got Ben O'Brien in the box for Westwood. Well, there might be some extra discipline handed down, too, from the MIAA after that little fight we had going on between these two teams. All right, looks like we're ready to continue on. Hillers will have the man advantage. 2-minute power play for Hopkinton. And we're underway off the long penalty delay. Long in the corner. Trying to get it out is Wynn. Jamming it up is Zach Conway. Sent out by Ian Tosca. Carazza racing up the ice. And it's wrapped up by Quinn. Minute 31 left to go on the Hillers power play. 2:57 left to go in the second period. Now the Wolverines coach with some more questions for the official. Sent over by Pizzuto. Out in front, backhander, and it's turned away. That was Isaac Peterson trying to sneak it in. Ian Tosca takes the shot, and it's turned away. Pizzuto sends it up into Hillers territory. Set up for a win. There goes Carazza. Morse back to Carazza. And now it's taken away. Racing in, backhander, and it is no good. Somehow Lang able to save that one, and that was Matt Foley on the initial shot. He takes a secondary shot there. That's turned away. That looked like a grand opportunity for Foley for a shorthanded goal, but some great goaltending there by Lang. Zolotarev sends it over to the corner. Carazza sends it out. One-timer, and it's wrapped up. That was Ryan Teitel on the shot. He'd like to have that one back. He would have liked that one a little bit lower to try to sneak it in the 5-hole. 20 seconds left on the power play. Hillers with the man advantage. Charlie Purpura on the face-off. Berman at the blue line takes the shot, and Purpura It knocks it over the net. Along the far side it goes into Hiller's territory. 5 seconds left on the power play. Turning it up by Skoll. And now here comes White. Takes a shot and will have a glove save as the power play expires. We'll get a face-off at 1:21 left to go in this long second period. Karatza up against Sullivan. Sullivan sends it up. Morse gets in there. Here goes Karatza. And now Ian Tosca with a shot just wide. DeRocher sends it out. Up behind the net. Ian Tosca trying to come around with it. Morse. Misfire. And taking it away is Hamilton. Thomas Hamilton racing in, and a little too much on that one. Karatza takes it up. There's a shot. Turned away. Good action here in these last few minutes. 30 seconds and counting left to go in the period. Karatza along the far side. Rister. And that'll go up in the air out of play off a banner. We'll have a face-off at 22.7 seconds left to go in the period. On the face-off, Ryan Teitel, Ryan Pizzuto. Jammed up behind the net. Sent over by Zolotarev. Berman on a shot, and it's turned away. Sent over by Foley. Along the corner. And that'll do it for what was certainly an exciting second period. After 2 periods of play, it's Westwood 6, Hopkinton 1. The final 15 minutes is just moments away. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey on HCAM. And we are underway in the third period. Final 15 minutes, a 6-1 Westwood lead. Tom Nappy on the call, Andy Ritz on camera. The Hillers are going to need to do a whole lot of work and a little time to get back into this one. Along the near side, Hillers working left to right across your screen for this third period. A lot of action in this game. Things got a little chippy in the second period as a fight broke out between both teams. And there's still 2 players per team on the penalty bench. I believe I heard they're on for about 12 minutes. And Zolotarev lost his stick, but still trying to play some defense out there. And we're going to have a slashing call, so Westwood will be on the power play. This will be against Vasily Zolotarev. So Westwood will have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes. Karatza up against Foley. Sent over by Conway. Up behind the net. Over now to Dyson. Takes a shot, deflected by a defender. Now sent across to the far side. There's another shot wrapped up by Lang. That was from Cole Gusty, the freshman. Wolverines going to make a change. get a face-off at 13:45 left to go in the third period. Well, for those of you wondering why this game's on so late, a bit of a late start. It was a scheduled 8:10 start. Ended up starting at about 8:45. And, of course, we had an officials delay. We had a fight delay, and all kinds of penalties needed to be worked out. So you're getting your money's worth tonight, that's for sure. Racing up the ice, Pizzuto. Pizzuto takes it around. A minute left on the power play. There's a shot deflected in the air. Over to the far side it goes. Pizzuto sends it back. Racing in now, Hamilton. He gets cut off by DeRocher. Along the near side, squirts out into Westwood territory. 30 seconds left on the power play. Dentremont. That's deflected off of Scardino. Sent over by Wynn. Morse into Westwood territory. 10 seconds left on the power play. Along the near side is Quinn. Takes the shot, deflected. The power play has expired. We're at even strength. Up the far side, Zolotarev. Racing in, takes the shot, deflected, and out of play. Glove save, rather, by Quinn. We'll have a face-off at 11:52 left to go in regulation. Wolverines trying to close in. Here comes Conway. Leaves it out, and it's turned away. Nice job by Title getting in front of Jacobs. Westwood looking to set something up. Cox over to the circle. There's a shot, and it's wrapped up by Lang off the stick of Jacobs. Hillers changed things up on the ice. Karatza up against Foley. Foley sends it over. Now back to Foley. Wraps it around. Karatza. And it's deflected. There's a quick shot. Turned away by Lang. As Jacobs able to get the shot in there. Karatza trying to race up the ice now. Joining him along the far side, Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca, wrister, and it's wide. Taking a slice at it, Berman trying to get around him. Jacobs racing in, shot turned away by Lang. Good save there. Over to the near side it goes, squirts back out into Westwood territory. Sent up the far side, over to Conway. Conway and Gavin Cox passing back and forth. Now over to the near side to Jacobs. Westwood in the midst of a change. Morse takes a hit into the corner. Jammed up. Coming away with it is Tarazza into Westwood territory. DeRocher trying to get there. It's turned away by Cox. Sent up by Wynn. Handled by Calantoni. Now with it is Quinn. Squirts up along the far side. Scardino sends it over. Up to Adams. And out. Scardino trying to close in. Up along the far side it goes. Berman back ice catches up with it. Berman racing up the ice. Takes a shot, and it's glove save by Quinn. Nice job by Berman, sneaking past 3 or 4 Wolverines and ripping a nice shot off. This faceoff comes at 9:18 left to go. Out to the blue line, popped off the boards by Bianchi. Carazza leaves it out. DeRocher. Berman on the one-timer, and it's sent away into the corner. Carazza trying to race in. Leaves it back for Berman. And there's another shot turned away. Good pressure by the Hillers. Back to Berman. He was trying to sneak it up the far side, stolen away by Dyson. Here goes Dyson racing in, and the shot, and it is going to be wrapped up by Lang. He was trying to sneak a 5-hole. Lang ready for it, and a great save there. We're going to face off at 8:39 left. And we're going to have a Hillers penalty. They're going to get Berman for the high stick. Title up against Foley. Westwood on the power play for the next 2 minutes. Into Wolverines territory. Up the far side goes Quinn. Sent over by Wynn. Along the boards it goes. Gusty sends it up. Racing up the ice, Pizzuto. Sent over by Vidrent. There's a shot from the top of the circle. It's wide from Jacobs. Pizzuto. There's a quick shot wrapped up by Lang. That's shot by Matt Foley. We get a face-off at 7:50 left to go in this third period. 1:12 left on the Westwood power play. Carazza up against Quinn. Foley sends it over. That shot deflected off the stick of Dyson. Along the far side, trying to get it out, Hamilton. Gets tied up with Minoli Barris. Here's a shot turned away, and a secondary shot wrapped up by Lang as Braunfelds was trying to sneak it in. And Braunfelds and Minoli Barris getting a little chippy there. Off the face-off. 42 seconds left on the power play. That shot wide. Sent out. Carazza. Into Westwood territory. O'Brien sends it over. Trying to race up the ice. Dyson. Under 7 minutes left. Dyson. He's cut off. Now into the slot. There's a shot turned away. Into traffic went Braunfelds. And back into Westwood territory. This should kill the power play. And it will indeed. But Hiller is running out of time, trailing by 5. Just over 6.5 minutes left to play. Sullivan closing in. He's diverted. Sent up now into Westwood territory. Dyson with it. And he's tripped up. Carazza with a shot, and it's just wide. Into Hiller's territory. Manoli Barris turns it up ice. Parker Wynn. Now racing in Quinn. That shot into traffic, turned away off the stick of O'Brien. Swing and a miss there by Conley. Back to Westwood territory it goes. Pizzuto. And now trying to get to it. Purpura pops it off the boards. Over to the near side it goes. Jammed up along the corner. And out with it is Quinn. Back to the blue line. There's a shot by Berman. It's wrapped up by Quinn. We'll have a face-off at 5:19 left to go in the third period. Joe Scardino on the face-off for the Hillers. Berman with a quick shot, turned away. Up behind the net now. Racing forward, trying to sneak around Conway. That shot poked away by Lang. Popped off the boards by Greenwood. Under 5 minutes left to go. Getting in there for the Hillers, Scardino sends it up, rolling into Westwood territory. Quinn keeps it in play as he sends it over to Conway. Racing in, Foley takes the shot, and it's wide. Battle for it along the near side. And scooting it up off the ceiling is Greenwood. We get a face-off at 4:25 left to go in the third period. Carazza up against Sullivan. Over to the blue line. Back now to Hamilton. Now across to the near side. Sent up by Cox. Trying to come out with it is Braunfelds. Stolen away, Carazza. Racing up the ice, and off a defender it goes. Just under 4 minutes left to play in this third period. Carazza with a shot off the side of the net. Battle for it. And the Wolverines nearly came away with it. Carazza gets back in there to try to take it away from Cox. Sent up into Hiller territory. Well, the Wolverines, they are working on just defending their zone. Obviously, if they get a good shot opportunity, they'll take it, but they have a nice, comfortable 5-goal lead and are looking for their third win of the season. Sent over by Conley. One-timer, and it's wide from Hamilton. Taking it is White. Runs into traffic. And now into the slot, and a glove save by Lang off the stick of Conley, and then some extra curricular activity after the fact as Sullivan dove into Lang. I don't believe it was intentional. I think he just lost his footing. He is going to go, oh no, it will not be a penalty as expected. Certainly was not intentional there. Sent up along the far side over to Derek Crow. And now here comes Title. Racing in, takes the shot, turned away. Sent out. And Brennan trying to get in there. He takes a big hit. We're going to have a penalty. Cross check is the call. That'll send Jake Quinn to the box. Hillers will be on the power play for the next 2 minutes. 2:29 left to go in this game. Hillers will have the man advantage. Karatza on the face-off against Foley. Popped off the boards, over to Wynn. Ooh, it gets away from Karatza. Karatza takes it back ice. Up to Morse. Morse trying to close in. Along the corner now. Jammed up along the near side. Sent over across over to Ian Parker Wynn, and a couple shots delivered there, and they are turned away as Whitey and Tosca got in there. Jammed up along the corner, Ian Tosca trying to get it out. Over to Karatza. Karatza races around. And it's taken away. Here comes Westwood. And there's a shot turned away by Lang. Some good velocity on that shot from Dyson. Under a minute left to go on the power play. 1:17 and counting left to go in the game. Backhander up the ice by O'Brien. Wynn over to Berman. Pops it off the far side. Under a minute left to go in this one. O'Brien into Hillers territory. Ooh, Lang trying to turn it away as racing in there was Danny Sullivan. Sullivan jammed up by Berman. Squirts out over to the far side. Top of the circle, and that's going to roll in off the stick of Danny Sullivan. A short-handed goal for Westwood. Sullivan was just in the right place at the right time, and he makes it a 37-1 game with 37 seconds left. Now, tough night for the Hillers. Wolverines put on some good pressure, got some great shots off, and they are going to take this TVL large matchup. We're in the final 20 seconds. Westwood will improve to 3 wins and 3 losses on the season. The Hillers going to fall to 0-4. Now, this Hillers group, a young team. Not many seniors on the roster, only 5 to be exact, a lot of sophomores and juniors. But they're going to get better and better as the season goes on. And that's going to do it. The Westwood Wolverines take the win by a final of 7-1. Westwood now 3-3 on the season. The Hillers now 0-4. Good win there by the Westwood Wolverines in this TVL large matchup. As the two teams will greet each other, they'll give the handshakes, and it might have got a little chippy out there, but certainly a lot of respect by these two teams. They'll do the COVID greeting. The Westwood Wolverines take it 7-1. For Andy Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. That'll wrap up this broadcast of Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Hockey. We thank you for watching. Take care, be well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.